Just thrilled to have a chance to talk to you again. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling very, very well. My health is great. Never been healthier. No, everything, we have a little problem with the eyes, but, compared to most people, I'm the luckiest man in the world. So I'm very, very happy with everything.
Lovely to hear it.
Hey YouTube, welcome back to the channel. Today, we explore the extraordinary life and enduring legacy of Sir Elton John, a musician whose journey from a modest upbringing to global superstardom is as remarkable as his music. From his lavish lifestyle and impressive earnings to the latest chapters in his storied career, this is a portrait of an icon. If stories of resilience, talent, and transformation speak to you, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more in-depth profiles like this one. Let's get started. Early life. Born Reginald Kenneth Dwight on March 25, 1947, in Pinner, Middlesex, England, Elton John grew up in a modest household that was rich in both discipline and music, a combination that would shape the man who would later become one of the most flamboyant and influential performers in music history. His father, Stanley Dwight, was a Royal Air Force flight lieutenant with a strict, no-nonsense demeanor, while his mother, Sheila Eileen, was a spirited music lover with a fondness for records and show tunes. The contrast between his parents, his father's rigidity, and his mother's expressive nature created a dynamic home environment that would leave a lasting impression on young Reginald. Raised in a council house by his mother and maternal grandparents after his parents' relationship grew increasingly strained, Elton was surrounded by a mix of working-class values and musical encouragement. It was his grandmother, Ivy, who recognized his talent early on and began taking him to piano lessons when he was just 7 years old. By the time he was 11, he had earned a scholarship to the Royal Academy of Music in London, where he studied on weekends. Though he found classical training valuable, he preferred playing popular songs by ear, often recreating them after just one listen, a gift that astonished his teachers. Despite his father's disapproval of a music career, young Reginald found comfort and identity in music. He became obsessed with rock and roll as a teenager, inspired by artists like Elvis Presley, Jerry Lee Lewis, and Little Richard. These performers not only ignited his passion for the piano, but also helped shape the larger-than-life stage persona he would eventually embrace. Around this time, he formed his first band, Bluesology, at the age of 15. The group played local pubs and eventually became a backing band for touring American soul and R&B artists in the UK. A pivotal moment in his journey came in the late 1960s when he answered a newspaper ad for songwriters at Liberty Records. Though he didn't land the job directly, the encounter connected him with lyricist Bernie Taupin, an unknown writer who would go on to become his lifelong creative partner. Their meeting marked the beginning of one of the most iconic songwriting duos in history. Despite having never met before, the two were paired by chance, and their instant chemistry produced songs that blended Taupin's introspective, poetic lyrics with Elton's melodic genius. Elton John's early years were a mixture of emotional complexities, musical immersion, and a longing to express himself beyond the limitations of his upbringing. From classical training and early band gigs to the formative partnership with Bernie Taupin, every step in his youth laid the foundation for his evolution from shy boy Reginald Dwight to the dazzling superstar the world would come to know as Elton John. Career and success. Elton John's rise to global stardom is a story of extraordinary talent, bold reinvention, and an unmatched ability to connect with audiences through music. Building on the foundation laid in his early years, Elton's breakthrough moment came in 1970 with the release of his self-titled second album, Elton John. The record included the haunting ballad, Your Song, which quickly climbed the charts in both the UK and the US, announcing the arrival of a major new voice in pop and rock music. With Bernie Taupin's lyrics and Elton's captivating melodies, the duo created a signature sound that would dominate the charts for decades. Throughout the 1970s, Elton released a string of groundbreaking albums, including Tumbleweed Connection, Honky Chateau, and Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, the latter of which featured some of his most iconic songs like Benny and the Jets, Candle in the Wind, and Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting. His flamboyant stage presence, dazzling costumes, and theatrical performances redefined what it meant to be a rock star. Elton didn't just perform, he created larger-than-life spectacles that made his concerts legendary. By the mid-1970s, he was one of the biggest artists in the world, frequently topping charts and selling out stadiums around the globe. During this period, Elton also became known for his high-profile collaborations. He worked with music legends like John Lennon, appearing on Lennon's hit Whatever Gets You Through the Night, and even performing with him in what would become Lennon's last public concert. His ability to bridge genres and collaborate with artists across musical boundaries kept his sound fresh and his influence far-reaching. Despite facing personal and professional challenges in the late 1970s and early 1980s, including battles with addiction and shifting musical tastes, Elton continually evolved. In the 1980s, he reinvented his sound and returned to the top of the charts with hits like I'm Still Standing and I Guess That's Why They Call It the Blues. His resilience not only solidified his status as a music icon, but also earned him immense respect in the industry. He continued to adapt through the 90s, achieving one of his most memorable successes with the 1997 reworking of Candle in the Wind, in tribute to Princess Diana, a single that went on to become the best-selling single of all time, with over 33 million copies sold worldwide. Elton's career also expanded into other ventures, most notably musical theater. In 1994, he collaborated with lyricist Tim Rice to write the music for The Lion King, which won him an Academy Award and became a global cultural phenomenon. He later composed scores for Ada and Billy Elliot the musical, further showcasing his versatility as a composer and storyteller. Over the decades, Elton has received nearly every major award in the music world: multiple Grammy Awards, an Oscar, a Tony Award, and induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1994. He was knighted by Queen Elizabeth II in 1998, becoming Sir Elton John for his contributions to music and charity. Financially, Elton's success translated into a business empire. From record-breaking tours, including his farewell Yellow Brick Road tour, which became the highest-grossing tour of all time, to his Las Vegas residency and various licensing deals, Elton established himself not only as a musical genius, but also as a savvy entrepreneur. From his early days as a shy piano prodigy in suburban England to becoming one of the most celebrated and successful artists in music history, Elton John's career is a masterclass in reinvention, resilience, and creative brilliance. His influence can be heard across generations of musicians, and his legacy continues to grow, cementing his place as a true legend in the world of entertainment. Income and net worth. Elton John's financial success is as extraordinary as his musical career, with an estimated net worth of around $500 million, though some reports suggest it could be even higher. His wealth has been accumulated through a variety of income streams, reflecting his multifaceted career in music, entertainment, and business. A significant portion of Elton's income comes from his extensive touring, which has been one of his most lucrative ventures. His Farewell Yellow Brick Road tour, launched in 2018, is not only one of the longest-running tours in history, but also the highest-grossing tour of all time, grossing over $850 million by 2023. The massive success of his concerts, including sellout arenas worldwide, has contributed millions to his bank account, cementing him as one of the highest-earning musicians globally. Beyond touring, Elton's music catalog remains a significant source of revenue. His extensive portfolio of hit albums and singles continues to generate steady royalties. In addition to music, Elton has made savvy business investments and endorsements. He's earned money through his various business ventures, including his involvement in fashion, particularly his collaboration with brands like John Lewis and his own clothing line. His successful Las Vegas residency, the $1 Million Piano, also brought in millions and added another lucrative source of income to his career. His brand value extends beyond his musical career. Elton has secured lucrative endorsement deals with brands like Tag Heuer and has a reputation for his high-profile public appearances, which bring in significant fees. His persona and cultural influence also translate into substantial media and licensing deals, particularly with major platforms like Disney, where his work continues to be a major revenue generator. Philanthropically, Elton John's wealth has not been entirely focused on personal gain. His Elton John AIDS Foundation, established in 1992, has raised hundreds of millions of dollars to combat HIV/AIDS worldwide, reflecting his commitment to using his wealth to give back. In sum, Elton John's income streams are as varied as his career, encompassing music sales, touring, business ventures, theater, endorsements, and philanthropic efforts. Lifestyle insights. Beyond his legendary music career, Elton John leads a vibrant and multifaceted lifestyle that reflects his unique personality, passions, and personal growth. Known for his extravagant style and larger-than-life persona, Elton's interests and hobbies go far beyond performing on stage. One of his greatest passions is art collecting. He's an avid collector of contemporary art, with an impressive collection that includes works by artists like David Hockney, Tracey Emin, and Jean-Michel Basquiat. His love for art is not just about the pieces themselves, but about supporting the art community, often holding exhibitions and charity auctions to benefit causes close to his heart. Another of Elton's well-known interests is fashion. His eye-catching, flamboyant costumes and bold fashion choices have been a trademark of his career, making him an icon in the world of style. Off-stage, Elton's personal style is just as extravagant, often seen wearing custom-made suits and eye-popping accessories, from his signature glasses to colorful boots. His fashion sense is a key part of his identity, and he's long been recognized as a fashion trailblazer, even collaborating with brands like Versace. Elton's unapologetic self-expression through fashion has been an important aspect of his legacy, allowing him to challenge norms and inspire others to embrace their individuality. Beyond AIDS research, Elton also supports various children's charities, homelessness organizations, and cancer initiatives, regularly hosting fundraising events to help amplify the impact of his charitable efforts. When it comes to downtime, Elton enjoys spending time with his family. Family life has been a major source of fulfillment for Elton, especially in the later years of his career. Despite his global fame, he has prioritized his family, choosing a more private and settled life when not on tour. He also enjoys hobbies like tennis and gardening, indulging in quiet moments at his sprawling estates in the UK and the US, where he can unwind away from the spotlight. Elton's lifestyle, however, hasn't been without its struggles. His early battles with addiction and the pressures of fame led him through difficult periods in his personal life, marked by public controversies and personal reflection. Yet, these challenges played a pivotal role in shaping the man he is today. Elton's journey to sobriety and his openness about his past has been a significant part of his personal growth, and he now uses his experiences to help others struggling with addiction and mental health issues. His willingness to confront his past and embrace change has not only enhanced his personal life but has also added depth to his public persona. Despite the ups and downs, Elton's lifestyle reflects a man who has continuously evolved while remaining true to his authentic self. His sense of style, charitable commitments, and hobbies add richness to his legacy, showing that he is not just an iconic musician but a well-rounded individual whose life beyond the stage has been as colorful and impactful as his music. Relationships and personal life. Elton John's life has been as defined by his relationships and connections as it has by his music. At the heart of his personal life is his long-standing partnership with filmmaker and producer David Furnish. The two began dating in 1993, and after over a decade together, they entered into a civil partnership in 2005. When same-sex marriage became legal in the UK, Elton and David married in 2014. Their relationship has provided Elton with a strong foundation, especially through some of the more turbulent chapters of his life and career. Elton and David are also proud parents to two sons, Zachary and Elijah, born via surrogate in 2010 and 2013, respectively. Fatherhood marked a profound shift in Elton's lifestyle and priorities. He has often described his children as the greatest joy of his life, choosing to slow down his global touring schedule to spend more time with them. His role as a father has added a new layer of purpose and warmth to his life, and he's spoken openly about wanting to provide his children with as normal a childhood as possible, despite their larger-than-life upbringing. Elton's family relationships have not always been easy. particularly his complex and sometimes strained connection with his parents. He had a famously difficult relationship with his father, Stanley Dwight, who was strict, emotionally distant, and unsupportive of Elton's musical ambitions. Their estrangement continued into Elton's adulthood, and his father passed away without reconciling with him. In contrast, his relationship with his mother, Sheila Fairbrother, was loving but equally tumultuous. After a fallout that lasted several years, the two eventually made amends before her death in 2017. These early family dynamics deeply influenced Elton's emotional life and are reflected in some of his most heartfelt songs, adding depth and vulnerability to his artistry. Professionally, Elton John has built a lifetime of meaningful connections with other artists, many of whom have helped shape his career and legacy. His most iconic and enduring collaboration has been with lyricist Bernie Taupin. Beyond Taupin, Elton has maintained friendships and collaborations with some of the biggest names in music, including George Michael, Rod Stewart, and Lady Gaga. He has mentored and supported younger artists like Ed Sheeran, Sam Smith, and Dua Lipa, reinforcing his role not just as a legend, but as a generous and nurturing figure in the music industry. His duets with a wide array of artists, across generations and genres, demonstrate his openness, versatility, and desire to stay connected to evolving musical landscapes. Despite the pressures of fame, Elton has always valued loyalty and genuine connection. He's known for his generosity and his dedication to the people in his life, often going out of his way to support friends in times of need. These traits have earned him a reputation as not only a brilliant artist, but also a compassionate and fiercely loyal friend. And while Elton has long been known for expressing affection freely among friends and peers, one recent moment caught fans by surprise. At a public event, Elton was seen sharing a kiss with actor and singer Billy Porter, a brief but affectionate gesture that quickly went viral. The moment sparked speculation among some fans about a potential new relationship. However, sources close to Elton confirmed that it was nothing more than a friendly kiss, a reflection of his warm and expressive nature rather than a sign of romance. Moments like these serve as a reminder of Elton's openness and the comfort he feels expressing love and connection, platonic or otherwise, in a world that too often discourages emotional vulnerability. His relationships, both public and private, reflect not only his personality but also the unapologetic authenticity that has defined his legacy. In many ways, Elton John's relationships reflect the heart of who he is: passionate, deeply emotional, and driven by connection. Whether through his family, creative partners, or close friendships, Elton has cultivated a support system that both grounds him and fuels his creativity. His life story is not just about the music, it's about the love, resilience, and loyalty that have sustained him through it all. And while his relationships have shaped his journey, so too have the places he's chosen to call home. Up next, let's take a closer look at the spectacular residences and retreats that reflect Elton John's one-of-a-kind lifestyle. Real estate. Elton John's personal relationships have played a vital role in shaping who he is. But just as expressive as his emotional connections are the places he's chosen to call home. His real estate portfolio is nothing short of extraordinary, blending classic British elegance with flamboyant flair and a deep appreciation for art and design. One of Elton's most iconic homes is Woodside, a sprawling 37-acre estate in Old Windsor, England. Purchased in the 1970s at the height of his early fame, the Georgian-style mansion became his sanctuary and creative haven. The property features lavish gardens, 8 bedrooms, and a meticulously curated interior filled with fine art, collectibles, and signature touches that reflect Elton's bold personality. Over the years, he invested millions in restoring and customizing the estate to suit his evolving taste, transforming it into a reflection of both his royal sense of grandeur and deep personal history. Across the Atlantic, Elton has owned several standout properties, including a duplex in Atlanta, Georgia, an unexpected choice that became one of his most beloved residences. The 12,000-square-foot home, located in the exclusive Park Place on Peachtree Building, includes an entire floor of the high-rise and is renowned for its panoramic city views, sleek modern design, and impressive art collection. Elton reportedly purchased the home in the 1990s and often described Atlanta as a city where he could live peacefully and anonymously, far from the paparazzi. The apartment also features a music room, floor-to-ceiling windows, and state-of-the-art security. In Los Angeles, Elton and David Furnish have owned multiple properties, including a stylish Beverly Hills mansion they purchased in 2012 for around $7.2 million. The 5-bedroom, 7-bathroom property sits on half an acre and boasts a sleek, modern aesthetic with open living spaces, a home theater, infinity pool, and floor-to-ceiling glass walls that offer sweeping canyon views. It's the kind of home that feels both glamorous and grounded, much like Elton himself. They also added a second neighboring property to expand their footprint, demonstrating a taste for privacy and space without ever sacrificing style. In addition to these US and UK properties, Elton and David have owned residences in Venice, Nice, and London, showing their love for travel and luxury living across the globe. Each home serves a different purpose, some designed for family retreats, others to house Elton's extensive art and fashion collections. Yet all reflect his unique aesthetic: bold, theatrical, and meticulously curated. His real estate decisions mirror the dualities of his personality: the global icon who thrives on spectacle and the introspective artist who cherishes intimate, meaningful spaces. And while Elton John's legacy is built on timeless music and cultural influence, his exquisite taste in homes adds another layer to his legend, one that blends world-class luxury with deeply personal storytelling. Of course, when it comes to iconic possessions, Elton's houses are just the beginning. Let's take a closer look at his equally extravagant car collection, where flamboyance meets horsepower in true Rocketman fashion. Cars and vehicles. Elton John's relationship with cars has always mirrored his larger-than-life persona: bold, luxurious, and unapologetically expressive. Long before becoming a global music icon, his early experiences with cars were far more modest. One of his first vehicles was a humble British-made car, practical and unassuming, a far cry from the flamboyant rides he would later become known for. These early driving years reflected a young man still finding his voice, both personally and professionally. Elton quickly developed a reputation for having one of the most eye-catching car collections in the entertainment industry. From classic Aston Martins to custom-painted Rolls-Royces and Ferraris, his garage became a playground of automotive luxury. Each car was a statement piece, often customized to match his equally colorful stage wardrobe. Because for Elton, everything was a performance, even his choice in transportation. In 2001, he made headlines by auctioning off more than 20 of his prized cars through Christie's in London, including a rare Jaguar XJ220 and several vintage Bentleys. The move was part of a broader lifestyle shift toward simplification, but the auction itself was a spectacle, earning over £1.5 million and drawing car enthusiasts from around the world. Though he trimmed down his collection, Elton's love for fine vehicles never faded. He still favors high-end models like the Bentley Flying Spur and Rolls-Royce Phantom, luxurious, elegant, and timeless, just like the man himself. These choices perfectly align with his public persona: refined, iconic, and built to last. In recent years, Elton has preferred more comfortable and private travel, often opting for chauffeured rides, private jets, and tour buses tailored to his specific needs. Current lifestyle. Elton John may have said goodbye to life on the road, but his star power in 2025 is as bright as ever. Thanks to a blend of creative reinvention, meaningful partnerships, and unwavering commitment to causes close to his heart. This year, Elton surprised fans by teaming up with Grammy-winning artist Brandi Carlile for a new collaborative album titled Who Believes in Angels. For someone who spent decades topping charts solo, Elton was refreshingly candid about his desire to try something new, admitting that recording another solo album felt creatively stifling. The collaboration has brought a renewed energy to his artistry, with Elton praising Carlile's humor, lyrical genius, and natural chemistry with longtime lyricist Bernie Taupin. The duo performed on Saturday Night Live and headlined a CBS special, An Evening with Elton John and Brandi Carlile, proving Elton's ability to evolve with the times while still delivering unforgettable performances. Away from the studio, Elton continues to prioritize his personal life. He and husband David Furnish made a rare public appearance with their sons, Zachary and Elijah, at the 2025 Elton John AIDS Foundation Oscars viewing party, giving fans a glimpse of the tight-knit family life Elton holds dear. He often describes fatherhood as the most rewarding chapter of his life, one filled with joy, grounding, and perspective. Despite these challenges, Elton John's enduring passion for music, family, and philanthropy ensures his continued relevance and influence in 2025. By embracing new artistic collaborations and maintaining his commitment to social causes, he continues to inspire both longtime fans and new audiences worldwide. What did you find most surprising about Elton John's story? Drop a comment below. If you liked this video, check out one of these on your screen now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.